Okay, 8th grade. This today is going to be our learning target. Whoop. Writing numbers from standard to scientific notation and writing numbers in scientific notation to standard form. It's kind of going to be a lot, but we've had some practice with scientific notation today, and this is a review lesson. I think that we will be able to meet these goals because it's something that's just a refresher for us. So here we're going to move from standard to scientific notation. Today you are going to need a pencil to take notes and a different color, either pencil or pen. Today am going to use green. So going from standard to scientific notation, say for example, here's my number 1. I start off with 625. I know right now that my decimal point would be right here. Here's my decimal point, and I am trying to get a leading digit, which means just one digit on the left-hand side of a decimal point. So if I'm trying to get a leading digit for 625, I'm going to move my digit in a negative direction, or move my decimal point in a negative direction. So here I go. We're moving 1 over, and now I have 2 digits in front of the decimal point, so now I'm going to move it over one more time until I get a leading digit, giving us because remember my decimal point is here, 25 times 10. Let's see, 1, 2. I count how many times I had to move my decimal point over to the second power. Okay, that's nice if I have 625, but what if I have a decimal number already? For example, 0.625. All right, so now this is a decimal point, and I'm still trying to find a leading digit. So in order for me to find a leading digit for this, I have to move my digit in a positive direction. So I'm going to take my decimal point and move it over once. Now, since my decimal point is here, I have one leading digit, 6.25 times 10. Okay, so since I had to go in this direction here, I know this seems a little counterintuitive, but since I had to go in a positive direction to get to 6.25, this is going to be -1. Okay, I always for myself think of it this way. If I have if I have a 0.625, I know that I'm going to need to bring my decimal point over in a positive direction, and I want the opposite. So we have a -1. Eventually, what's going to happen is this -1 is going to help you when you're deciding to move it from scientific notation to standard notation. There's a lot of information, may have been too much. All right, so now we're going to move from scientific notation to standard form. Essentially, that's just the opposite of what we did here. Okay, so now we're going from this, making it look like this, all the way over to this. So let's write it out. 3.5 times 10 to the third equals, so for this one here, I'm looking at my exponent. That's going to be my Q for me. So I'm circling this in a different color ink. I'm running out of green. And then I'm going to take my 3.5. This is where my other color ink comes in. Okay, I have a positive exponent here. I know that I need to move my positive exponent in a positive direction. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. All right, now you see, there we go. And then that's going to equal 3,500. There we go. That's your answer. 3,500. And now let's flip it over and do another problem, but this time with a negative exponent. So 3.5 times 10 to the negative 3. I'm going to take my different color ink. I'm going to circle that. And now here is my 3.5. Here's my negative exponent, so I'm going to go in a negative direction along the number line. So 1, 2, no, 3. Not my ink. 3. All right. And then however many times I had to move my decimal point over, put the zeros there, and now 0.0035. Put my 0 over here. Okay. That is how you write things from standard to scientific notation to standard notation. Now, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to the U-Try and do a couple on your own. If you are finished with that, see if you can do the challenge. And once you're done with the challenge, I want you to either, I want you just to log in to Khan Academy and work on your goals for this week that you made for yourself.